Oh, guys, oh my. I'm not going to scaremonger. I don't want to scaremonger. I don't want to panic people because we're not supposed to panic. We're not supposed to have any fear because Jesus has already overcome the world. But the beast system, oh my, it's here. It's here. It's actually here. Right? They are literally passing, this thing called smart dust. There's smart dust in everything. They're spraying smart dust everywhere. And when you research smart dust, this technology in dust, you can't believe the tech they've got, guys. Look, they're going to connect us all of us together. The 15-minute cities, they want to implant brain chips in everyone's heads and connect everyone's brains to this one source. I cannot believe it. Research smart dust. I've got some videos for you today. Is that what they're spraying out the planes in the sky everywhere? Is it a big digital grid above us? Like, honestly, people are going to think we're crazy. They need to wake up. They're going to wake up. We do not have long left. The beast is here. The Antichrist is here. His number, the number of a man, 666, 6G. It's here. Okay? Who do I think the beast is? I think it's Donald Trump, guys. Now, he's passing these things. With the rollout of 6G I've already shown you before, right? He's pushing implantable technology in the human body. They're going to implant chips in everybody's brains. They're going to build a surveillance biometric digital system, but they're using smart dust as well. In everywhere, all over us. Spraying in the sky, it's going in the water, it's going in the food. We're ingesting it in our body. It's a tracking digital system. It's the beast system. It's Donald Trump's system. I've got some stuff to show you today. I'm going to play you a few videos. Then I'm going to show you some stuff. I'm going to read you some stuff on X as well. The beast system is upon us. We need to get ready. We need to warn the public about what's coming. Yes, Jesus is coming, but the beast system's coming first. It's going to be implemented on the whole earth. We're not going to be able to buy or sell soon. We're not going to be able to buy or sell anything. We're not going to be able to participate in this new system. It's a biometric digital scanning system, tracking and monitoring.
It's a project first dreamed up by the military to get information from the battlefield.
They call it smart dust, and the new technology, they soon make it possible to keep track of anything, anywhere, including you.
In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
Wars are the worst of all. Wars are worse than anything. But we can stop wars because that's sort of up to us. But things like dust flying in the air, wherever COVID comes from or whatever comes.
And they're going to implant chips in heads and hands.
The other one is 6G. We had made commitment working with your administration, working with FCC. We're going to accelerate 6G. We're working to have a launch first in the world in the LA Olympics. And I think that's another opportunity for America to lead in the next wireless evolution. So thank you. I thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the partnership. And we're going to be hard at work, I think, driving that agenda.
So we're into 6G now, huh? I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is?
Revelation 13 fulfilled. Chapter 13, 16, 17. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. No man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of its name. His name. It's going to be with the rollout of 6G. We're close. They're rolling out 6G, and with the 6G, it's implantable technology. They're spraying smart dust everywhere as well. We're ingesting it. They're going to be tracking us everywhere. There's a lot of confusion going on in the world because in the UK, it's all over the news. The terror threat's been raised to severe.
The UK terror threat level has just been raised from substantial to severe, meaning an attack is highly likely in the next 6 months. It comes after 2 Jewish men were stabbed in Golders Green in North London yesterday. Today, the Prime Minister visited the scene. He was heckled and booed as members of the Jewish community accused the government of doing too little to protect them.
Because we're having, our borders are wide open, we get terrorists are slipping through, and they're running around the streets and they're stabbing people, they're stabbing the Jews and stuff, they're killing the Jews, right? So blood's already being spilt on the streets. This is going to get worse. In the tribulation, it's going to be like Mad Max. It's going to be apocalyptic. You're going to have crazy terrorists running around everywhere, killing people, Christians, Jews, gays, atheists. We're going to be being killed, guys. Literally, we're in danger in the UK, and they've raised the threat level to severe. And now I'm going to show you in a bit, in another video, I'm going to show you how the police are struggling to control these terrorists. I mean, the terrorists are going for the police, walking towards the police with knives in their hands. I'm telling you, we've got a serious problem, and we need to be careful because we're being distracted in the UK with this immigration and terrorism. Now, when the people are in danger and we're asking the government, we need help, we're being killed, they're killing people. They're going to bring in a digital surveillance system as a way of controlling it all. They're going to use the terrorism, the immigration, they're going to use it all in order to bring in a new system so that we're begging the government for safety. We need peace, we need safety. And they will bring it falsely through a digital surveillance system. Now, there's loads of people in the UK attending a march. I think it's on the 13th or the 16th of May. Okay? Don't know whether you've heard of Tommy Robinson and people like that in the UK. They are doing a march. Now, I've been thinking about it. Everyone, all the English are going to this march to protest against the immigration and the terrorism and the Islamists. Now, no one's thinking about it in the UK. They've just rolled out live facial recognition, yeah, up and down the whole country and mainly the capital, London, where they're going to go and do this march. Now, Tommy Robinson has said in his march, no one can wear face coverings. And they've just rolled out facial recognition. I think he's leading all of the people to have their biometrics and faces scanned on these cameras. And people don't realise. It's begun and there's deception everywhere. You've got to be so careful because whilst we're all thinking about the terrorism, we're thinking about the borders being wide open, the Islamists taking over, we're not seeing the other beast, the first beast from the sea, from the other side, who's pushing a mark with 6G, implantable technology, surveillance tracking and monitoring system on all of us. There's two wings to the same bird, okay? It's divide and conquer. They're dividing and conquering. Yes, we are all being divided. The Muslims are going to be enslaved. We're going to be enslaved. Everyone's going to be enslaved under the Antichrist. Now, I'm not going to ramble on too much. Here's some videos I'm going to play for you. And I'm going to read you some stuff. The beast system's upon us. Who do I think the beast is from the sea? I think it's Donald Trump. And I think the second beast with two horns like a lamb is a false prophet. And I think Islam is something to do with that also. Because we know the second beast beheads all those who don't worship the first and take the mark. Just being set up, guys. They've got smart dust technology. We're ingesting it in our bodies. It's in the water. They're spraying it in the sky. They're building this one big grid. And they've just literally announced they're in Oxford.
Oxford in the United Kingdom will be the first ever official World Economic Forum 15-minute city. And this is no freaking joke, dude. Look at this, what it says here. Oxford permit area. Residents living in the Oxford permit area can apply for a free permit that gives you 100-day passes per car per calendar year. Households can apply for a maximum of 3 cars. So they're already making travel restrictions ahead of the global energy crisis, which is around the corner. The zones have been drawn up, roads closed off, barriers installed, and AI driver surveillance cameras are up. Residents have already been asked to apply for permits to leave their zone. This is Hunger Games, this is The Matrix, this is the beginning also of Terminator, with all the crazy AI and robotic stuff they have coming around the corner. This is absolutely wild, and everyone needs to say no. I'm sorry that, yes, we were not born in a time where the whole world is just willy-nilly, fun, happy, sunshine and roses. There is a nefarious plot upon us all. And this is every single country, by the way. There is not a country in this known realm that is secretly actually against the Illuminati, and they're not poisoning their citizens and trying to control them with AI. It's happening everywhere. So when you see this conflict in the Middle East, wonder when both countries are sending their citizens into becoming more and more connected to AI, a new technological model of society. They're all doing it. So then what is this war all about if they're all headed towards the same goals anyway? Now listen, I don't have the full answers to all this stuff. I do know that we need to say no, but I also know that they do want us in a lowered state of consciousness with the chemicals and contaminants in the food, air, and water supply.
They're turning Oxford into a 15-minute city, a digital prison, and it's going to be like that everywhere. They're like digital camps. So what Jesus warned us about, it's upon us. It's upon us. We need to get the gospel out there, tell people Jesus is coming. We need to tell them.
What if I told you that in the near future, in order to pay for something through your bank, small, tiny airborne particles will swarm around you to read your biometric data in order to authenticate that payment? People are going to say this is a conspiracy theory, but here's the United States patent filed by Wells Fargo in 2022, and this invention is called Smart Dust. Here's the summary from the filed patent. You can read this for yourself, but Smart Dust is a system of small micro-electromechanical systems devices that can have sensors that collect data and transfer it to a base station device. These devices are small enough that they can be suspended in the air, and they can do facial recognition, get your height, your weight, your blood pressure, your eyes. They take that information, go back to the user profile, make sure it's you, and then they authenticate the payment. And less than a week ago, Trump signed an executive order that will require Americans to release their biometric data or lose their bank accounts. Of course, they will tell you that this is all for your security. Smart Dust was originally a military concept. Now it's going to be used as your wallet. What could go wrong? Well, this technology is insane because sure, it can be used to authenticate your payment, but it could also be used to surveil every single person in the world without them even knowing. I know Trump said no to central bank digital currencies, but don't you think that Smart Dust is worse?
Now, this is from Wells Fargo. Anybody bank with Wells Fargo? Listen to this. And look, just because you don't bank with Wells Fargo doesn't mean this is not coming to all these other banks and corporations, because it is. You already know that. Here's the headline. Wells Fargo patent describes Smart Dust for biometric payment verification. According to a detailed LinkedIn post by Joe Petrocelli Mudaman, Wells Fargo has secured an active U.S. patent. This is U.S. 1135466. Yes, guys, I'm not making that up. B1. You can't make this up. That envisions a futuristic layer of biometric security using microscopic sensors known as Smart Dust. Look at this image. This is what we're talking about here. This is what they want. Payment approved. They're integrating this into biometric payment verifications, Smart Dust particles. We'll give you more detail about that in just a second. The patent describes micro-electromechanical systems, or MEMS, M-E-M-S, motes, tiny dust-like particles equipped with sensors that can be released into the air during transactions to, quote, verify a user's identity in real time. This technology aims to create an invisible multi-layered authentication shield for banking and payments. Hello, buying, selling, and trading. Potentially transforming how identity is confirmed at point-of-sale terminals or through mobile apps. The process unfolds rapidly upon payment initiation. A base station, which can be integrated into a POS terminal, smartphone, or nearby hub, activates and releases the motes near the user. These sensors float or propel themselves into position, gathering intimate biometric and environmental data, including heart rate, blood pressure, body temperature, breathing patterns, facial recognition, voice signatures, and motion profiles. Is this not terrifying? Quote, these motes are stored in the base station or carried by the user in a device. Upon activation, they are released into the air near the user. The patent summary notes selected motes then transmit their readings, each carrying a unique ID, there it is, that forms part of a dynamic smart key. Folks, listen to me. We're talking about the very tools and framework for the mark of the beast system. And isn't it ironic that is literally called U.S. Patent US 1135466B1. Now, I'm not implying to you that this is the mark of the beast, so please don't twist my words. Oh, Brother Ricky said this is the mark of the beast. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying in this is that these are all the framework, setting the stage for this stuff. Now, this has been going on for a while. Check, let me see, make sure.
Wells Fargo has a patent on the smart dust. And I read it, so you don't have to. That's you, that's your phone, that's the smart dust. From here on out, you shall be known as 202. But first, how is 5G connected to smart dust? 5G is literally how they are going to collect data from smart dust in real time. It will allow them to collect large volumes of data simultaneously. Challenges and concerns? Just privacy issues. So as you know from the previous video, there are a lot of uses for smart dust, so how would Wells Fargo use smart dust? Well, they're going to make sure 202 isn't 203. But how are they going to do that? By performing facial and body recognition. So 202 is attempting to initiate a payment using a mobile device. The base station can send instructions to activate Smart Dust device 210 to authenticate user 202. The motes that make up Smart Dust can be suspended in the air and surround or be near user 202 while collecting data. In some embodiments, the nodes can be self-propelled and able to move around. So they can control these things. Some motes may move passively on the wind or using Brownian motion. The motes may also be carried by a user and released when the user attempts to make a purchase using a mobile payment or a credit card payment. I mean, am I reading this correctly? They could be carried by the user and released when the user attempts to make a purchase, like they can just fly away? It will be performing facial and body recognition. The optical data can also be used to gather biometric data, as in the weight.
And stop. And this is the ability with 5G. Now, we talked about the Trump administration is doing everything they can. They want to be the leading innovator of 6G. And we did a whole podcast on that. And that will give if you think all this is crazy, 6G will expand the capabilities far beyond this. We're talking about digital tattoos and all these things that like Bill Gates is talking about is the innovation of the future. It's where the smartphones are going. So this is no surprise if you're keeping up with what we're talking about here.
Your facial recognition, your fingerprint data, in conjunction with one or more sets of data from the other sensors. The audio data can be used to authenticate your voice, can be used to detect your heart rate, your blood pressure, and other biometric data. Also can detect your body temperature and your breathing rate. It can also measure magnetic fields and read any RFID tags that the user may carry. And then, of course, there's GPS data to see the location of the smart dust. From everything I've read, smart dust is definitely the future of smart cities. Here's the thing about smart dust is none of us would ever know. If it's on us, breathe it in, how would we know?
All right, look at this last line here. If the data aligns, the system generates a one-time virtual card number and approves the transaction. Mismatches or detection of unauthorized foreign modes trigger an immediate block, adding a tamper-resistant layer. Y'all see how all this is going to be integrated, right? You couple this with the story we just talked about with this kill switch. That all this technology is all going to be used against us. I mean, they are literally, guys, creating the Skynet that Hollywood warned us about.
So those of us that are awake because we believe in Jesus Christ and we know the Bible and we know the book of Revelation, we know what's coming. We all know what's coming. We know what this is. Now, that's what they're spraying in the sky. Because look at the footage here.
I got it, I'm picking it up. Look at all this stuff coming off the sun. Look, loads of particles are coming off the sun. Look at it all. What's all that? They've been doing this all day as well. Over it.
The other day, my last video actually, I'll put this in my last video I did. I filmed the sky when they were spraying with the sky with planes. They were spraying out planes all over the sky and all over the sun. And I noticed loads of dust particles coming out of the sky, coming off the sun. Loads of dust particles were coming down. White little dust particles coming off the sun. So what they're spraying up there out them planes that we've all been wondering about for a long time is smart dust to connect us all to the beast system. That's what they're doing. And we're ingesting it. It's going in the water. It's going in the food. And this is what's going to happen. Here is what Donald Trump's pushing. I think he's the beast. The beast has a mouth like a lion. He rises from the sea. America. Does he not look like a lion? Is he not boastful, arrogant, prideful? Could he be the son of perdition? He could be. Is he the lion? Is he the beast of Revelation 13? Is 6 his number? Is this mark going in people's heads and hands going to be his number? I'm going to show you now what I've already shown you before, but look, just look at this. Now, loads of people are posting on X about it. President Trump recently ordered the acceleration of 6G deployment with a stated goal to operate implantable technologies. This will include AI, brain chips known as the Biological Interface System to Cortex, BISC. And then he goes on to say, I will not take the 6G AI brain chip to participate in society. See? If you want to participate in this society, you're going to have to take Donald Trump's mark, the mark of the beast, in the hand or head. That's what this is. 6G. The number of the man, the number of the beast, 6. Someone else has put here on X. This gives the US government facial biometric ID of every single person with a bank account. Oh my goodness me, guys. We're not going to be able to buy or sell soon, and the world's asleep. They're asleep. We've got to wake them up. They don't know what time it is. This gives the US government facial biometric ID of every single person with a bank account. So they can track your every movement, everywhere you go, everyone you meet. Going straight to Donald Trump, Peter Thiel, and who knows who else. Elon Musk, all the technocrat billionaires. I think Donald Trump's Antichrist. America, you've elected in the Antichrist. Oh my goodness me. Breaking: Trump executive order will force Americans to surrender biometric data or lose their bank accounts. You see, if you don't have the mark inside the head or the hand, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. Why? Because if you don't surrender your biometric data or take his mark, you're going to lose your bank accounts. The mark of the beast is upon us. Let's warn the world. Jesus Christ is coming. It's time to wake up. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has confirmed that a Trump administration executive order requiring US banks to verify citizenship for every customer, new and existing, is actively in process. Just look at what it says. Trump executive order will force Americans to surrender biometric data or lose their bank accounts. You're not going to be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast. Here's another one here posted again. President Trump recently ordered the acceleration of 6G deployment with a stated goal to operate implantable technologies. Guys, in the human body, in the hand and the head. It's the mark. This will include AI brain chips known as the Biological Interface System to Cortex. And then he says again, I will not take the 6G AI brain chip to participate in society. Trump's pushing his mark, guys.
So we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is?
Now, there will be people out there that go along with this beast system. I've been called crazy for making content like this and trying to share it out. I've been called a psycho. I've been accused of being in an occult. They're firing accusations at me, slandering me. Certain people. No, I know the truth. You antichrists. I know the truth. Okay? All of us who've believed the gospel of Christ, all of us that have read the Bible, we know the truth. They're bringing the beast system. Bringing it. It's upon us. All that stuff they're spraying in the sky is smart dust. Smart dust to track us all, so we can't escape. Whoever doesn't take this mark of the beast is going to not be able to buy us out. Is going to die. The deceptions are going to be so crazy. I just hope that this pre-trib rapture that everyone believes in is not going to be another deception that they got wrong. Spent all your time believing in that rather than preparing for what's coming. Put all your eggs in one basket. I don't know, guys. Seems a bit risky to me. It's coming on the earth. I would be an idiot to tell you not to prepare and just hope we're going to fly. There's another thing as well going on in the UK, obviously with all the immigration. You know, there's the English are doing marches to protest against the immigration and the terrorist attacks that are happening in my country. They're letting in all these immigrants in the borders and they're coming in and they're stabbing Jews, they're killing people in the streets, stabbing people, terrorists. So the English are going to go and protest, and Tommy Robinson here, he's a activist, journalist in England. Okay, he's going to be marching into London with millions and millions of English people to stand against the government and immigration. Stand against the government, right? I think he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because he's doing this march, leading all the English, right, into London. What did they just pass in London? Live facial recognition to be rolled out, mainly in London City and across the whole of the UK. So, of course, Tommy Robinson has told us recently, he's told the English people that those who are going there don't wear face coverings. Don't wear face coverings, he says. You will not be allowed to participate if you don't wear a face. If you wear a face covering, a balaclava, or cover your face, you will not be allowed to participate there in their march. Why? Because he's leading them all to have their faces scanned, their biometrics on the facial recognition cameras. Whether he's doing that or not, on purpose, I don't know. But they've just rolled out live facial recognition cameras in London, and all of a sudden he's marching millions of Englishmen to them with no face coverings allowed. So, you know, the terror threat has been raised to severe in the UK.
The UK terror threat level has just been raised from substantial to severe, meaning an attack is highly likely in the next 6 months. It comes after 2 Jewish men were stabbed in Golders Green in North London yesterday.
Now, during the tribulation in the first half, we're going to have the riders of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse ride in. We have the white one, which is the Antichrist, which is false peace. We have the red one, which is war. Takes peace from the earth, and that's going to make men kill one another. Men kill one another over the whole world. It might not necessarily just mean World War III. Brits, UK having to fight Russia, or America fighting China. It might not mean World War III in that sense. It will be something to do with that. But we have the colours of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. White, red, black, pale green. Right? Which are on all of the Islamic flags. They're the colours of all the Islamic flags from the Middle East. There's talks of civil war coming to the UK. There's civil war coming, right? Well, that might be a part of the red horse. The rider of the red horse might be Islam trying to conquer. We're trying to fight them back, and we're going to have a civil war. Okay, it's going to be bad. There's going to be a civil war coming. It's going to come. There's going to be a civil war coming, okay? There's going to be. There's nothing, you can't stop it. I think it's Bible prophecy. The colours of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are the colours on all of the Islamic flags. Okay? White, red, black, green. All of them. Iran, Syria, Lebanon, all of them. Iraq, all of them. White, red, black, green. The four horsemen of the apocalypse is going to have something to do with Islam. And it's funny because in the fifth seal, after the four horsemen of the apocalypse have all rode through, okay, after that's all rode through, then in the fifth seal, we have the beheadings of Christians, beheadings of believers. Under the fifth seal, he opened the fifth seal and he saw the souls of those who had been beheaded, who had been slain. And the souls were under the altar crying out to him in the fifth seal. When will you avenge our blood on the earth? So, I think Islam, the mass immigration of Europe, okay, I think all of that is a huge part of it. And isn't it funny how Donald Trump's the only one that's been closing the borders and stopping it in America after Biden? We know the first beast rise from the sea. The second beast rise from the earth. All over the globe. The second beast is something to do with Islam, and the first beast is going to be the Antichrist, the one world leader. I can see how it's going to happen. I can see how this is going to go down. This is going to happen. The deception's already started. It won't be hard to get the Muslims to bow down and worship a golden statue of the Antichrist. It won't be hard to do that in the future. But we've got the four horsemen of the apocalypse to ride through. Will that be civil war? Will it be World War III with other countries like Russia and China and stuff? Or will it be civil war? Islam against everyone else? You know? And like I told you, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, the colours, are on all of the Islamic flags. So civil war is coming. It's going to come. But at the same time, this is happening, and you've got Islam conquering the world, and you've got terrorist attacks, people being killed. At the same time this is happening, do not take your eye off the fact that there's another beast. There's two. There's a first, which is the man of sin that rise from the sea. I think that's America. And then there's a second. The second beast enforces the worship and the mark of the first. Or you're beheaded. That sounds like Islam. So I wonder how they're going to bring it about. We see it for them. Okay? So, yeah. And maybe this is being used as a deception. I don't know. Maybe this terrorism, this bringing them in. We know in the tribulation, Christians are going to be beheaded. So I think it's going to be the Muslims that behead us. I think the ones that are coming in are the ones that are going to behead us. There's two beasts. There's not one beast. There's two. So when I say about Donald Trump pushing this mark from the White House, when I say about this, right, you need to pay close attention. He met with a Syrian president from Syria, who is an ex-terrorist, Al-Qaeda member. He's chopped people's heads off. There's Donald Trump meeting him. Okay? Donald Trump's also met Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Donald Trump, man. With Elon Musk too. Elon Musk wants to put chips in people's brains. Okay? There you go. Saudi Arabia Prince. Syrian. Yeah? Trump. There's two beasts in Revelation. There's the lion that rises from the sea, America. And then there's a second one with two horns like a lamb, which is a false prophet. Elon Musk, Islam, the false prophet beheads people with a sword for not taking it, not worshipping an image. It's all coming together. The whole lot's coming together. Islam, Trump, the tech, the government, the kings of the earth, they're all building this system. It's coming. They're all a part of it. So you must believe in the gospel of Christ's death, burial and resurrection, and you'll be saved. It's written in 1 Corinthians 15, 3-4. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures. Believe in that gospel of Christ's death, burial and resurrection, and you will receive eternal life. This beast system's coming on the earth. Warn the people, give the gospel, and don't be afraid. God bless.